Hey, 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 it's Juanita Waterman, and I want to talk about being judgmental because it's a homework assignment from Kyle Kyle Cease. And the homework is to pick the thing you like least about yourself and examine it, talk about it, and expose it, and then embrace it. Love yourself unconditionally, which is just the opposite of being judgmental, right? So, I have been judgmental my whole life. I was raised in a very judgmental environment. They didn't like people who peed their pants. That's pretty judgy if you ask me. So, you know, I was judged for peeing my pants as and was even called stinky all the way up until 5th grade. And I probably wet my bed till I was 14, and that was very inconvenient, and I judged myself for that. So, in the process of judging myself for these things, I'm judging other people, I'm feeling shame, and that all feels like I've abandoned myself to the wolves. And as a child, I just could not process all that judgment. I couldn't process it. So I think you, as a child, you put it away until you become an adult and you can process it, the shame, the guilt, the judgment of yourself. So that judgment of myself again causes me to be very judgmental about other people too. If they're, I want to control them. If they're not doing what I think would bring them their most happiness, I want to fix it. I want to control it because I know best, even though I'm ignorant actually about what's best. So then I judge myself for that too. And how does that feel? It feels like at least now I hear my words. I can see it and I can process it. Whereas a child, when I judged myself or others judged me, I was blind. I had to put it away. I couldn't face the fact that I was stinky. I couldn't face the fact that people would be saying terrible things about me behind my back. Now, as an adult, I can love that kid who was stinky. I would say, "Oh my God, you poor little thing." I understand how you can feel that way, that you're not good enough and you're not smart enough, or if you are smart enough you have to pretend you're not, because if you be seen, if people see you, they're going to call you, they're going to know you stink. So you need to stay away from the limelight. You don't want people to find out you stink. So I just judged myself, I judged others, believing that they're going to think I stink too. So so when I became judgmental, that put me in a really easy place to be conned, because when you don't feel good enough, you look towards others to make you feel better about yourself. And you think other people are better than you. And that is a con job. That is not healthy. Um, no one's better than you, and you're not better than anyone else. You know that is true, but deep inside, your brain and your stomach say, no, they're better than you. You're not as good as them. So, what I have to do now, my next step of my evolving and rising to love, is to now say, that's okay. That's okay. I love that. I love that. I love that that shame comes up now and I can face it now and take it on where I couldn't take it on as a child. I love it now that I can look it square in the face and say, I'm so sorry that you feel that way. And it's okay to have those emotions. It's okay for your face to feel so red that you feel like you're going to die. But dying isn't so bad. Falling apart is not so bad. Falling apart is growth. Falling apart can make you a better person. So that's what most transformations have to happen. You have to fall apart. And it feels like you're going to die. And that's how shame feels. It makes you feel like you're dying. So as a child, I couldn't face that shame. I couldn't feel that I was going to die. So I let it I let it wait till I'm this age. Now I can feel the redness on my face. I can feel the dread, and it doesn't feel good, and I want to run away from it. And instead of running away from it, I'm just going to face it and take it all in and feel it here, feel it all through my body, and say, it's okay. I love it. I love it. I love you. I love and embrace you with all that shame and dread in you anyway. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to be stuffed down. You can stay as long as you want. I have plenty of space, infinite space for shame and judgment and all those things. Infinite space because I'm infinite being. And
Danny,
yes.
um, you shake the ketchup. Take.
And so I wasn't afraid to make this video because I've been dealing with the shame for a long time and trying to comfort myself, trying to make it go away. Um, all the peace stories I have are just so drastic. I wanted to just forget about them, forget that it ever happened, but I couldn't. In the back of my mind, they're still there shaming me. You're the girl that Peter pants every day till fourth grade. You're the girl who Peter bed till you were 14 years old and even ruined people's bedding, you know? And that shame just stayed with me and ate at me and kicked me and judged me for so long. And and now I'm like, okay, bring it. Feel it. Feel it all the way. Don't have to go anywhere. That shame can stay right here. I will hold shame's hand. I will hold shame's hand. I will be proud of my shame, I guess. I don't know. But I know that I'm not going to run away when I feel the dread coming, when I feel the shame coming up. I don't need to run away from you. I don't need to shove you down. I can face you. I can greet you with love because there is love in my heart. And I can feel whatever I need to feel to process these things that happen to me. And the thing is we all have to process them. It all happens differently for all of us. How long it takes to process is it's not an overnight thing. You're not going to just one day wake up and not feel shame again. Something's going to trigger it, and you're going to thank the thing that triggered it, and you're going to say thank you for triggering me because I can see that I still have work to do to expand and grow as a person. Thank you for triggering me. So my biggest my biggest thing I hate about myself is I thought it was judgment, but it's actually shame, because shame is what causes me to be judgmental. Because if I judge myself, now I got to judge everybody else too. So, and the reason I judge myself is because I'm ashamed of myself. And the reason I'm ashamed of myself is because I had no control over my wetting my pants or my bed. I mean, one person said that was the only control I had, and that's why I wet my pants. I would hold it for so long, and that was like the only thing I could control. And then, voila, you can only hold your pee for so long, and then you're going to pee your pants. But I think the other thing is I didn't like the bathrooms at school. They were just gross, and I just couldn't go in judgment again, right? I'd rather pee my pants than use the girls' bathroom. That's pretty much, I think, more of the story. But I peed my pants at home too. So rather than go in the house and go to the bathroom, I peed my pants. So I don't, maybe it wasn't, I was afraid to use the bathroom because I don't remember being afraid to use the bathroom at home. So, it doesn't matter why. looking for the reason why or how I feel this shame. That doesn't matter where it came from, how long it'll stay. None of that matters. All that matters is that I now be okay with it. Be okay with those feelings of shame and dread and judgment, and accept it and love it and make room for it and grow from it. And I can feel a shift in me already coming, a shift where it says, now that I can embrace that about myself, I don't feel the need to find something wrong with other people. I don't feel the need to control other people as much. I feel that fading away, this need to control um, what's going to happen next or how things will end up. If I can just keep on staying present with the shame when it shows itself, because to me shame is just a sad little girl. Shame is just a sad little girl that doesn't feel loved, that doesn't feel good enough, and is sad because she feels alone. And feeling alone as a child is heartbreaking. No, every child needs people, lots of people, aunts and uncles and cousins and neighbors and other adults and people they can trust. And so when the child feels alone, it can be it can make them feel, not be able to handle these very strong emotions. Trying to handle them by yourself, how do you process that? And what person do I need to become to, what would it take? What would it take, and what kind of person do I need to become to process these emotions now in a healthy, loving, compassionate way? And I think by not giving up on myself, by not giving up on my evolving as a better person, by continuing to listen to my body, continuing to listen to my emotions, and doing it through meditation, um, listening to what I'm saying inside, and not trying to shut myself up and say, oh, suck it up, Nancy, but instead saying, you have a right to those feelings, and let's examine it. Let's see how you feel. Let's see how you feel, and make room for it, and make space for it. And you know, maybe it's not about talking about it. Maybe it's just making a video like this, and talking through it to yourself, to your friends. And maybe that's all it will need to be seen. And that's one of the things that you learn is those emotions just want to be seen. They just want to be seen. They don't want you to ignore them. They want to be seen. And when you see them, when you see the shame in your hand, when you see that little girl, just hold her in your hand for a second. Your 5-year-old little girl who feels shamed, unloved, unwanted, and can't process it. Kiss it. And I'll be there for you. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to leave you. You're not going to die. And I'm not going to leave you. And you're not going to die from shame. And you're not going to die. You're, you're going to grow. You're actually going to grow. So I'm ready to move forward. Thanks for listening. See ya.